Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to do a quick review of the Black Series Darth Vader helmet. Now this is an officially licensed product, unlike a lot of the things that I review on here. So it's a little bit out of the ordinary for me. I have done a Black Series and Master Replica review on the sabers, but this is the first officially licensed costume piece. Now I will be doing a follow-up video where I look at the rest of the officially licensed Darth Vader, but let's just start with the helmet. So first off, when this thing hit the market, I think it was about a year to a year and a half ago, might not have been that long, but when this thing first hit the market, it created a lot of discussion. Black Series is kind of known for being a way that people in organizations like the 501st Legion can save a whole lot of money. When the Black Series Kylo Ren helmet came out, 501st Legion people were buying the helmet and modifying it so that it could be screen accurate and be used with their costumes. And it saved them a lot of money over the other versions that were out there. The same thing holds true for the sabers. You'll see a lot of 501st Legion First Order troopers wandering around with that Black Series version of that baton that you saw in The Force Awakens. So when the Vader helmet came out, Vader pieces are usually some of the more expensive. This one created a lot of excitement. So let me go ahead and take a look at what this is and what's in the box, and I'll look over it and we'll talk about it. So there's the box. Through the magic of television, it is already unboxed. Alright, now one of the things about this, it came with this nice little stand here. The stand is actually kind of, I say nice little stand, I mean that somewhat ironically. It's nice that it has a stand in it. The stand itself is pretty hokey, but the way that this was intended was that the stand would go under the back of the helmet, sort of angling it up like that. So that you could sit it around like this for display without having to have a mannequin head. So it's a nice idea. It's kind of a cheesy quality stand. But I'll just take the stand out. We'll leave that over here. So let's look at the parts. The Black Series Darth Vader has the Darth Vader dome as one part. It has the Darth Vader top mask. And it has a lot of detail in here. A lot of the other versions, they don't put detail where you're not going to be able to see. So down in here, it'll just be solid black. But on the Black Series, they've gone in and they've created a lot of the detail up here that you don't see unless the mask is disassembled. Same thing holds true for the inside. On the inside, they've put little widgets and speakers and electronic-looking things built into the plastic on the inside. And if you were wearing this as a costume piece, nobody is going to see this. But as a display piece, it looks pretty nice. So, the dome, the top mask, the bottom mask. Now again, you can see a lot of that detail I was talking about inside that nobody is going to see. The bottom mask is divided into two parts. There are clips on both sides that sort of hinge to this back neck seal and this front piece right here. Alright, now one of the nice things about the design on this, every other Darth Vader helmet that I've ever seen has been held together with Velcro. And that Velcro, while it holds really well, is kind of difficult to get set because if you put it down, it doesn't set in the right place. You have to unhook the Velcro, switch things around, pull it back down. Pretty much everything with this set is done with magnets, so it's 4 pieces total. The only non-magnetic attachments, the way that the neck seal attaches to the front is with these little clips, and the way that the helmet attaches to your head is with elastic right here. But everything else, the way that this sits on here, the way that this attaches to here is all magnetic, which is really nice because it makes certain that it puts it in exactly the right spot. Alright, so let me just basically show you how this all fits together. The front neck seal goes on here, or the front bottom part goes on there. The neck seal goes around here. So we have the bottom attachment that is pretty freestanding, gives you a lot of room, and even though there's this detail in here that doesn't really mean anything, it doesn't really get in the way. These little pieces that are sticking out here, I can't hit my face with them, which is nice. Alright, so the top part, and you see these strings of 3 magnets on each side right here. the top part will attach to the bottom part. And this thing has electronic sound effects so that when you detach the top and when you reattach the top, it makes a sound effect similar to the one in Return of the Jedi when Vader takes his mask off. So let me go ahead and put this on. Then we line it up. The magnets seal, and you heard that sound when they connected. Okay, the top dome is also magnets. So on the top here, there's a couple magnets so that this thing sets straight. You can see them inside. You see that set of 4. There we go. All right, now I don't know how well you can hear me with this thing on. My voice is probably pretty muffled, but there's also a button in the neck. I have to find it here. Yeah, right here. A button in the neck that makes the breathing sound. All right, so that's how it all goes together. Let me get this off here. That's how it all goes together, and it's fairly comfortable to wear. It's for a slightly smaller head size, so when you get this on, it's nice and comfortable. When you put this on, it's comfortable, but when you attach the two, it pushes up on your chin if you have a larger head size a little bit. But it's still pretty snug and tight and not too difficult to wear. The back neck seal has rubber versions on the top or bottom, which makes it pretty comfortable. It's got padding up at the top, but no padding on the inside, though the area that rides on the bridge of your nose and around your eyes is rubber. So it's a little bit less comfortable than some of the other more costume-heavy applications that use a lot of helmet foam. This one's got the foam up here. The rubber here. So there are a couple spots in there that kind of hit your face, but nothing too bad, all things considered. You can see that I was wearing it pretty easily with my glasses on without difficulty. All right, so nice piece of gear, or nice helmet, works great as a collectible. Little display stand so that you can even set it up in your house. It was fairly inexpensive, all things told. I think when these things first came out, they were retailing for a bit over $100. But after a while, you started to be able to see these in clearance aisles. I picked this one up, I believe, for $25. So very inexpensive. The only problem with this is it is not suitable for a 501st Legion costume. There's a lot of screen inaccuracies with this. Because of the way that it assembles, it has heavy seam lines right in here. Now those are not something that you would see on the screen, but if you see this thing close up in person, they are very clearly evident. The area around the mouth is not blacked out very well. And that button on the neck that creates the voice is very, very visible. So if you were going to get this and use it for a 501st Legion, the shape of it is pretty close to accurate, the general shape of it. If you're doing a Revenge of the Sith, which I think is what this is based off of. If your costume is based on A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, this thing is the wrong shape, the wrong size, the wrong color. Little known fact about Darth Vader outside of the Legion, but the helmet in Darth Vader's helmet in the movies, in most of the movies, it looks black, but it isn't black. If you look closely enough, most of the mask is dark grays in a really odd sort of asymmetrical pattern. The dome is black. So if you were going to try to use this for anything screen accurate, For for any original trilogy stuff, you would have to reshape this, you'd have to paint it, you'd have to switch out the lenses, you'd have to cover up all the seams so that it wouldn't be able to attach anymore. You'd have to cover over the button so that you wouldn't be able to use the breathe effect. Pretty much you'd be looking at more trouble than it's worth. If you're looking for a Return of the Sith application, it could be made to work if you cover over the seams and the button. The Return of the Sith is all black. You'd have to, I think, also switch out the eyes because they are the wrong color. But while it's the right shape for that, it would still take quite a bit of modification. And again, it probably wouldn't be worth it because you'd be taking a lot of the features that this thing has and you'd be removing them in order to make it movie accurate. So here it is, the Darth Vader Black Series helmet. Very nice collectible piece. Very nice thing to put on a dresser or a bookshelf. Fun to wear around every so often. I kind of expected this thing would have a voice changer like the Kylo Ren did. It does not. It just has that breathing mechanism. But this is a fun piece. If you want to wear it for a Halloween costume, great, more power to you. And like I said, it's fairly inexpensive and it looks great on display. If you're going to use it for 501st Legion, I would suggest that you don't use it for 501st Legion. There are better ways to go with that. So hopefully this has been of use to you, and if it has, please join me back for more next time.